Hey everyone, welcome back to the Quest for Success podcast. Super excited about this conversation today. First female we've had on the show, so we're excited about that. Her name is Zhanique Lovett. She goes by Z, and she's been on, I believe, 5 seasons of American Ninja Warrior.
Yes,
5 seasons, and she's incredible. I think she was like the first woman to clear the wall. That wall is how high is like.
I'm not too sure, but they just call it the wall.
Yeah, was she the first woman to make it up the wall, or one of the first women?
I
or
believe
something
so.
Like that? Yeah,
the second actually, I believe. I think she might have missed it, but she was definitely one of the top.
Yeah, So seeing her, on national TV, she's been featured in ESPN, all these different news articles and write-ups and things like that. And she has an incredible presence on Instagram and social media and personal trainer, all this stuff. So Zach, it was an incredible conversation. She's very decorated and just a really cool person to talk to.
Yes, she has accomplished a lot, and the thing with her that makes her even better is she's done this as a mom of 3.
Right.
She's an incredible woman. She started off rough, but she has definitely prevailed through those dark times with many things that she has accomplished today.
Yeah, anyone listening, like this lady, she's been through it. Like Zach said, she started off rough. Like it wasn't all easy and things like that growing up. So she grew up a single mother, things like that. So if you're looking for someone that persevered, through different obstacles, she's the one to listen to here.
She has a story for it.
Yeah, she definitely has a great story. Really, really cool person to talk to. We talked about nutrition, diet. She's vegan. Actually started as a vegetarian, went to vegan, and she's been vegetarian or vegan since like she was young. So we got to kind of hear that whole dynamic. She has what are they called, the Z bar, but
ZFIT Bars.
ZFIT Bar. Yeah, ZFIT Bar. We had some. You'll see those sitting here on the table on the podcast towards the end, and just a great conversation, great person. You guys can check her Instagram out. I'll put it in the description below. I hope you guys enjoy the conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Zhanique Lovett to the podcast. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the podcast. Today we have on a special guest, Zhanique Lovett. And did I say that right?
Yep, you sure
And
did.
she goes by Z. She's been on 5 seasons of American Ninja Warrior. She is fitness. She is health and fitness, but she makes her own. They're vegan bars, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Vegan bars. Z bars.
Yep.
And like I said, she is fitness. She's a personal trainer. She does Spartan races and bodybuilding competitions, and you name it, she probably does it. So we're excited to have you on. Thanks for coming.
Thank you so much. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, yep. So every show we start off with the mental minute, right? Just to get prepared, get loose. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with that mental minute with the first question. What's your thought process before going into an event, right? And the event could be anything, bodybuilding, right? Or Spartan races, or what was American Ninja Warrior. Mm-hmm. Like, what's your thought process before going into something like that?
Man, so my thought process, what I normally do is like I really just, whatever it is I'm doing, I focus on that thing. So for instance, let's say American Ninja Warrior, I focus on that obstacle. I played in my head each move, each obstacle, what hand I'm going to grab. And I just mentally go through the course. And then hopefully when I'm on, the platform, I'm going to execute it from there. But I also think in my mind, like, I'm going to kill it. I'm going to, I'm going to get first, or I'm going to get that buzzer, or I'm going to get up that wall. So you have to visually plan you completing, or you winning, or you getting first in my head. So that's basically what I do.
Like positive self-talk.
Exactly.
Right.
Like goes through my head over and over and over. I do a lot of praying. I walk around, walk back and forth, stretch. And as I'm stretching, those are the things that are going through my head. Like, I'm going to kill it. I got this. I can do every single move here. I've done this in practice. I got what it takes. I just got to execute it.
Exactly.
You're very high energy. You do a lot of stuff in the fitness world. Who or what is your source of inspiration to kind of keep you getting you up every day and just grinding and just doing all the things that you do?
Honestly, it's going to be my kids, man. Like, my kids are first and foremost, like, they're so proud of me, so excited that their mom is on TV. They like brag to all their friends, and they're just so happy and so excited. So they're my inspiration because I want to be the best athlete and the best mom and the best person that I can be for them. And second would be like my clients. I feel like whenever I'm like down on myself, which I really don't show it that much, but if I'm ever down or I'm doubting myself, my clients are like, what? You're Z, like, you got this. Like, are you kidding me? You're going to crush that. And then I'm like, it starts pumping me up, you know?
Right.
So first and foremost, my kids. Second is, man, my clients. My clients are amazing. They're very, they motivate me and they encourage me all the time, even when I'm not feeling it and in my head, and they just take me there. It's
Absolutely.
really cool.
Yeah. No. Okay. You are surrounded by all that, though, right?
All the time. Yeah.
Right. So you train at a couple places, right? You train at your house.
Yep.
And you train at a local gym in Visalia, correct?
Yep. Bible Fitness. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. She's everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay. So the last question, you're vegan, correct?
Yep. Vegan.
So share with us your favorite vegan food.
Okay. So it changes from time to time. Right now, I'm really into like fresh spring rolls, you know, with the little rice paper,
Right.
some greens in there, some vegetables. And I love peanut butter and almond butter. So a fresh spring roll with some tofu, and like you just dip it in some peanut sauce.
That's your
man.
thing
It's
right
bomb.
now.
Right now, that's my thing. I love curry and stuff too. But right now, I'm like really into fresh spring rolls. I just like the veggies and stuff in there.
Sounds good.
Awesome. You know, we were talking before and how, you know, people will say, oh, like you got good genetics and all this stuff. But I mean, your road has not been easy, right? You've had to work for everything you've had. So I kind of want to back it up to your childhood a little bit.
Okay.
You know, I think if people know you or have seen your story or articles, I think you have an ESPN article, KMPH did an article on you. What was that childhood like? What was that dynamic kind of growing up? Because it wasn't easy for you.
No, absolutely not. Like, that's the craziest thing is like when people actually ask me about my childhood or they hear about it, they trip out on how my life is and how it's so different from where I was heading when I was young. So like, man, yeah, I was in 13 different schools before I graduated high school.
Wow.
My mom was addicted to drugs. And I say that as like, it's a sickness, it's an illness. Like back then I didn't know what it was. I just like, man, my mom's choosing drugs over me. But now I see like, you know, she was really sick. It's really an issue. People really do battle with that. But I honestly thank God that I didn't get taken away. You know, my mom was still, she was there, but not really there. You know,
Right.
I can always say like, hey mom, I need this, I need that. But you know, she was always under the influence, but she did really encourage me to go and do whatever it is I wanted to do. And she encouraged me and said that I can do anything. So she really was very motivating in that aspect. But anyways, before I get sidetracked, but my childhood upbringing was very, very rough. So I started at a young age smoking and doing drugs because that's the environment I was around. And so being in 13 different schools, always being the new kid, I had to always act like I was hard. I always had to act like, you know, I'm not going to get bullied. I'm not going to get punked. Like I'm going to be the hard one in the school. So I always had to have like, I just always had to have my chin up, you know, and just walk around like I'm going to be okay. And that was probably a defense mechanism, but it worked, you know. But I fast forward to now, like growing up in that situation, it also taught me like I can be around a group of people and I can still communicate with them. No matter what group it is, if it's hanging out with Black people, hanging out with Mexican people, hanging out with white people, I can fit in and I can be in a group where there's where anyone is there, right. You know? So anyways, I'm all getting distracted. Sorry.
No, so
you're good.
Yeah, let's get back to the question. Sorry.
So, I mean, you're kind of talking about that journey, and there's a kind of a quote from an article, and it says, I was fighting, I was drinking, I was partying.
Okay.
What was a turning point for you that kind of turned it around? I mean, I know it was, like I said, you were drinking, partying, doing these things, and having to kind of be that big person, right?
Yep.
So what kind of turned it around for you?
Honestly, it was getting pregnant with my daughter. I was 17 years old, and I was partying and drinking up until that moment. And I I had just graduated high school and I was pregnant. And I was like, oh shoot, what am I going to do? Like, this is crazy. This is insane. So instantly I went, right when I found out I was pregnant, I quit drinking, quit smoking, just cold turkey.
Right.
And I was like, you know what? I'm going to be a mom now and I need to grow up. So that's being pregnant with my daughter is what changed that.
It's 17, you said?
17 years old.
17. So, and you have 2 others, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, I mean, going through all that at a young age and going through the situation with your mother, how has that played in a role of the type of mom that you are today?
You know what? I know my mom always had a roof over my head, but I wanted to go above and beyond. I wanted to be a good mom. I wanted to be involved in all of their activities. I wanted to be everything that my mom couldn't be because of her illness. So I just made sure that I went to college, graduated COS with my associate's degree. My mom didn't quite finish college. She did some college, but I was like, no, I'm going to at least finish it, get my personal training certificate, and then just go from there and provide for my kids like my mom really wasn't able to. We were on welfare. We were on food stamps, always living off the system when I was growing up. So now I was like, I don't want any of that. I don't want any part of that. I want to be a hard worker. I want my kids to see my work ethic, and I want them to be proud of their mom. And so that's exactly what they are. So I don't want to miss any games. I don't want to miss any sporting activities.
Yeah.
My mom really didn't go to very many of them. So I want to do that for them.
I mean, the first time I saw you, it was here at the gym, and it was with your oldest daughter, right? And you guys were doing ISIS's class, and I was like, okay, that's your daughter. You know what I mean? Like, it was awesome to see that, you know what I mean? So that's awesome. Cool.
Yeah, I try to bring my daughter everywhere. Like, we go everywhere together. Everyone thinks we're sisters, which is like super
That's
huge
what
compliment.
I thought. Yeah, that's what I thought when you first walked in.
I'm like, thank you. Like, I love that as a compliment. Yeah. But I think that honestly, doing obstacles and being active is what keeps me young.
Yeah,
100%. I feel that. And I mean, I wish my daughter would do obstacles with me, but she doesn't. But at least she works out and she's fit and she does sports. So I'm very proud of her.
So it sounds like, I mean, you were able to use kind of your mom growing up and the stuff that maybe where she was absent and kind of look at, because a lot of times we want to always look at what's the successful people doing, what are the successful people doing, but you were able to kind of see those failures on that end of when you were growing up, and now you're implementing that and say, I don't want to be that. I don't want to do that.
Exactly. Yeah.
I love that.
100%. Yeah. That's exactly what I did. I was like, everything my mom couldn't do or didn't do, I'm going to do that. And she's a great grandma now. I love her to death. I have
that's cool.
Yeah. That's
no
amazing.
hard feelings.
That's awesome.
She's an awesome grandma. She's free of drugs and everything. She's a drug counselor now. So
oh wow.
Really?
She's doing really,
that's
really well.
Cool.
Yeah. I'm very proud of her. So, I mean, honestly, my childhood just made me stronger. Like, going through all of that and it being so rough, growing up and having to fight people and do all that, it just made me a tougher person, and I have tougher skin because of it. And honestly, like, if I can turn back, I wouldn't change anything about it. It's made me a stronger person. Having my daughter young, even though it was crazy and I was a single mom for a short amount of time, that changed me because I was able to get off drugs, get off alcohol, heavy drinking. So I don't regret anything in my life, honestly.
I wanted to kind of talk about confidence real quick, because I seen a kind of a quote that you had said in an article, and it says, I'm a person that I believe I can do anything. But early on, it wasn't like that, right? No. You lacked a lot of confidence and things like that. So where were you kind of able to find that confidence? I think maybe you kind of said having your daughter 17, where does that self-confidence come from? And what would you tell others, maybe some young kids that are, very insecure about themselves and trying to find that confidence?
Yeah, you know what? Like, when I was a kid, I was always trying to act like I was rough and tough, but I didn't have the confidence, so I basically faked it till I made it, you know? But and my daughter did for sure help out so much, because I was like, dang, I need to be a woman, I need to be a mother, I need to be on top of my game and be the best mother I could be. And my mom always telling me to never give up. She told me to do sports and stuff like that. Even though she wasn't at the games and wasn't as supportive as I wanted her to be, she at least told me to do them and to be active. And I appreciate that, because I love fitness. But for kids that are struggling with that confidence, you kind of have to find it within, man. So you got to go in that place where, to me, you have to set your expectations high. Even if you're really low or not good at a sport right now or not good at something, I feel like in your head, you have to set those high goals for yourself and then kind of just get them one step at a time. Like, don't look at it like, oh, it's this huge mountain, I'm never going to get up it.
Right.
Like you just have to do baby steps up that mountain, and eventually you'll get there.
Right.
So
Consistency.
they got to dig deep. Yeah. You got to dig deep within yourself. You have to believe in yourself, and that takes time. Like I can't just be like, hey, believe in yourself. Like that's it. Like it's a process, and it takes time, and it takes dedication and devotion to that thing, whatever they're interested in. So
absolutely
try to dig it within themselves and find it, because it's there. It just got to come out and flourish, you know?
I mean, because I've gotten to talk to and listen to some like Navy SEALs, and people always ask them about Navy SEAL training buds, right? And they say, oh, how did you get through it? And one of the biggest like failures of it is looking at the end goal. Everyone's looking at the end goal when I graduate, but they all say, you got to take it one step at a time. Get to breakfast, get to lunch, get to dinner.
Make your bed in the morning.
Make your bed in the morning.
Just simple task.
One step at a time, and it's the process, right?
It's a process, exactly. It's not going to come easy either.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, that's nice. That's so far, you know, that is, I train kids. That's my thing, right? You're a trainer, and I'm assuming the majority of your clientele is women,
a lot,
and moms, and or even younger people, you know. But you know, whenever I train the kids and stuff like that, you know, it's nice to hear stories like yours, you know, that have been there, done that, and you're still going, you know, because I hear it and I see it on a daily basis, specifically talking about the girls. And today's age, it's brutal. Social media, it's brutal. The friends, it's brutal. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, no, I feel so bad for my daughter.
You know, but to be sitting next to somebody like you who's gone through it, like guys, girls, like it could be done. Yeah, it could be done.
It can.
You know what I mean? And so it's nice to hear these type of things.
That's awesome.
But let's start leading into the American Ninja stuff.
All right.
Okay. So you mentioned again in one of your articles, you said, ever since I seen the show about 7 or 8 years ago, it was just always something in the back of my mind where I'm like, I feel like I could do that.
Yeah.
I feel like anything I put my mind to and train hard, I can achieve. What was it about American Ninja Warrior that caught your attention, and what was so intriguing to you?
Honestly, it was so different than anything else you've seen on TV. I think there was, I don't know if Wipeout came out shortly after that, but there was all these like, I think Gladiator was the one that was right before. That was cool and everything, and you got to, you know, get through the people. But for Ninja Warrior, I was like, to be hanging and jumping, and it's just like a little kid in a playground, but bigger, you know?
Yeah.
So something about that like really sparked my interest, and I was like, wow, like, this is so sick. I want to do this one day. And my grandma literally laughed at me. She was just like, you want to do that? You're going to break your neck and you're going to fall down. And I'm like, no, this looks like something that I would be interested in doing. And I said that years ago without ever touching an obstacle. You know, I couldn't even do a pull-up back then. But to me, the show, the way they produced it, everything about it I was so interested in it.
Caught your eye.
It just totally caught my eye. And it was just because it was so different, so unique. There wasn't another show like that. And that's and the athleticism, like you have to be really strong to be able to get through those courses.
So I'm assuming you didn't play sports in high school or anything like that, or did you?
In high school, I played basketball.
Oh, you played basketball?
Yep, I played basketball. And in junior high, I did track. So I wish I would have did track in high school. It would have been a little beast, but only did track and basketball in junior high. And then when I went to high school, I did 3 years of basketball and then weightlifting. That's when I got introduced to weightlifting.
Right.
So I fell in love with weightlifting then, and I did both. But then again, I was drinking, smoking, partying. Like I would go to practice and I'd be high. So I wasn't really taking it serious. And even in college, I mean, I had my baby. So the basketball team wanted me at COS. The track coach wanted me because I was built, athletic, and I was in weight training. I had weight training with all guys, with the football players. Like it was crazy, but I was like, man, I'm doing it on my own. I'm working and going to school and raising my daughter on my own. I didn't have 3 hours for practice. Like I didn't have that extra time, and I couldn't take another 3 hours away from my daughter because I wanted to be present. I wanted to be there, so I didn't do sports in college, but hey, Ninja Warrior was it for me.
I'm curious to know, like, what was when you finally said, like, I want to do that? Okay, what's the process from taking it and making it reality? Did you have to audition? What was that kind of process?
Okay, so in Visalia, this Ninja Warrior gym opened, and all of my friends that were like close friends, they were like, you're always watching that show Ninja Warrior, you're always talking about it. I'm like, yeah, dude, it's so sick. Like I wish everyone knew how awesome the show is. And I had never been on an obstacle before in my life. And then in Visalia, there was a gym that opened up that was going to be a Ninja Warrior gym. And they were also going to have like some SGX, like CrossFit or Spartan stuff. And so it opened up and it was called Sencal Movement. It's not there anymore, but it was on Parachine and Church. So my close friend was like, oh my gosh, there's a ninja gym opening up. And I'm like, what, in Visalia? Like, there's no way that's gonna happen. Like, you would have to go to LA or the Bay for that. And she's like, no, it's opening up. She's like, I just talked to the owner, went in there, this and that, and they're gonna open in August. And I'm like, oh, that's perfect birthday present for me because my birthday's in August. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go. So right in August, I got my membership. I had to pay a fee, and then like I was like, I'm gonna be a member. Like I'm gonna pay every month. Right. This is what I want to do. I want to learn how to do these obstacles. I want to learn how to like get through the course, like the whole thing. And so that's how I started on obstacles. So at first I sucked, couldn't even get up a salmon ladder. I think I got up one rung and then fell, and on one side and then fell. So it was like a process. I couldn't really do pull-ups. I was like barely on, like I was strong, but not that strong. Not but for like Ninja Warrior, but I was determined. So I didn't stop. I kept going for like 3 months straight. And then the owner of the gym. So I guess if you own a ninja gym, the American Ninja Warrior producers will reach out to all the ninja gyms in the area, and they'll say, hey, if you have anyone interested in the show, have them apply. And it's like American Ninja Warrior
for qualification.
Yeah. So I was like, what? That's crazy. That's how you apply? And then they're like, yeah. And I was like, I don't know about that. Like I'm barely 3 months in. This is like so new to me. I suck right now. I would hate to do this on TV and like just fall on the first obstacle. Like, I don't know about that, but let me think about it. Let me pray about it. I'll get back to you. So I waited like another month or so. So this was like 4 months in. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to apply. The deadline's coming up soon. Let me work on a video. So anyways, the process is crazy. It's a 3-minute video and like 20-step application. Like the application is so long. They want to know your ins, your outs, how you grew up, your childhood, your biggest accomplishment, your worst job ever. Like they want to know everything about you. They want to get a story out of you and see what you're all about. Because it's at the end of the day, it's a reality TV show.
It's for views and stuff.
Yeah, it's for views. So I put everything and I was like, there's no way they're going to pick me. Like, this is not going to happen. Like, I suck. No one knows who I am. Barely been doing this 3-4 months. It's not going to happen. So I apply and got the call. Like, I was like, what
was that like?
Explain that moment.
Oh my gosh. So my husband, they surprised me at the gym. I guess they had already called my husband and were like, hey, we want her reaction. Like, this is her first season. A lot of people that are like their first time, they want the whole reaction. Yeah. So he had already knew about it and was like hiding it from me, which was crazy because the other ninja, Brandon, who lived in Tulare, he got the call. And I'm like, you got the call? I was like, dang, I didn't get the call. Maybe they don't want me. Like, I'm like, it's all right. I'm not really ready anyways. So 2 days went by and I was like, oh yeah, they're probably done with calls. Like I didn't make it. And then next thing you know, my husband shows up at the gym and all my friends and all people are there. Balloons are there. And I'm like, what the heck just happened? And then he's like, yeah, answer your phone. And the phone's ringing like at that time. It was like a movie, you know? And then you pick it up and they're like, you know, it's American Ninja Warrior casting. And I was like my heart dropped. Like it was just like, dang, like this is crazy. This is really happening. I'm really getting a shot. Thousands and thousands of people apply every year. I never thought I would get picked. Being a small town Visalia, you know, a very small gym I was training at. It's not like a huge gym. Barely even open a couple months, didn't ever expect to get on the show. And then I did. Yeah, I was thrilled with joy, couldn't believe it. And I had so much support. All my friends, all my family was there. It was really cool.
So after receiving the phone call and realizing, okay, I'm in, what's the next step?
Oh, it was like turn on mode, up every single training. Like you're going to train. So I was like, okay, where's the local ninja comp? Like, I'm going to do all the comps that I can find. So I was like, I went to Fit Expo in LA. I went to Fresno. I went to, there was a movement lab. I went to just any competition that they had, like local competition.
You're getting your hands in there.
Yeah, I have to.
You have a purpose now.
Like, yes, exactly. Before I didn't, I was just like, la-di-da, going through the obstacles. And yeah, so it was a totally different story. So I learned a lot. I was very humbled coming from Visalia and only being at that little gym for 4 months and then going to like bigger gyms, or like even when I was at the Fit Expo where big, huge trust, just like the Ninja Warrior, like the TV show. It's like so much bigger that I sucked on it. Like coming from smaller gym to like the actual trust that you're going to be on for the show was like,
because they don't tell you the course, what it's going to be, do they?
Oh no,
right.
never.
They never
it's new every year. It's different every year. You're not even allowed to see it or be around it. The only time you see it is that couple hours that you're going to be on the course. They have to explain the rules of each obstacle.
Right.
That's the only time you see the course. You can't touch it. You can't do anything.
So then you're going to every single course every single gym that you could get your hands in. So like, explain to me a little bit more specific of the training though. Like, do you still work out are you still strength training? Are you like what the cardio and all that type of stuff?
I was doing strength training still. So working out on my own, just training myself. And then I was doing obstacles 2 to 3 times a week. So depending on if there was a competition, I would do like 2 days of obstacle training, like obstacles specific, but I really knew I had to get better at pull-ups and better at upper body. So anything dead hangs, pull-ups, muscle ups, stuff like that is I knew I still had to get that in as much as I can and then train on the courses. And was the nutritional game there at the moment, or was it kind of just I was a vegetarian at the time, so I still did like cheese, milk, and dairies. I didn't really I was a pretty healthy eater at the time, but it wasn't like dialed in like how it is right now. Like with like years of being a vegan and like dialing in and bodybuilding, like it's totally different now. But so the diet was always still good. You know, I ate lots of vegetables. I did egg whites and stuff like that. And then like organic milk back then. But the diet was okay, but I did my cardio. I was running with sleds. I was doing 100-yard dashes, 50-yard dashes. That like 2 days a week, weightlifting about 2 days a week, and then doing the obstacles 2 to 3 days a week. So it's safe to say like Z became Z right after that phone call. Yep, like exactly. That's it. Here she comes. Yep. Then that's all I needed. Like, wow, I got a shot at this. Like I didn't want to be embarrassing on TV. I didn't want to fail on the first obstacle or the second obstacle. Like you see so many people doing that. Like, and I'm like, nope, that's not going to be Z. That's not going to happen to me. And I'm going to achieve great things. I want to be the best at everything that I do. So I wanted to put all my effort into it to be the best. So that training like stepped up after that call. How long did you have like to, I guess, prepare and get ready for the first like season? For the first season. So you get the call in January. That's when they tell you you're going to be on it. And then you compete in March. So I had like a total of 8 months. I had a few months. So it was August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. I had 8 months total that I've ever touched an obstacle. It was only 8 months, but I had 3 months after the call. So January, February, and March, in the middle of March. So 2.5 months of the intense training, traveling, going to all the ninja gyms, everything. Right. And I got 2 first place at like a local, two local comps. And then the other one at the Fit Expo, I didn't do good at that one. That one was bad. But it was all learning experience. Like whatever you fell at, hey, this is what you need to work harder at. And that's what I did. And that's what you did. Exactly. Yeah. So you get there. Where was the first one? Do they do it at the same location every time, or do they change locations? No, they switch it up. For a while, the first one was in Universal Studios backlot. Okay. So where they shoot the movies and stuff like that. So that's where we do it. So it's been there several years. Explain that experience the first time Z is on American Ninja Warrior. Like explain it the moment you got there and the whole process. Dude, it was nerve-wracking. So I wanted to like pregame and like warm up. So we're in the hotel and I'm like, all right, kids, like we're all doing a plank challenge. Let's do some pull-ups. Like, so I was like, all right, let's see who can hold the longest plank. So I try to make it fun and I try to make it a game. And to the kids, I mean, they were young at the time. So the little ones are like just jumping from bed to bed, hanging off the thing where you put your luggage on. And they're just like climbing things and they're all excited for me. But I was like, all right, let's do some sit-ups. Let's do some planks. Let's do some pull-ups. So we did a plank challenge. We did sit-ups and then they couldn't do pull-ups, but I just used the door and I just did pull-ups on the door. So I was like just excited to be there. Then we left the hotel and drove to the course and I was really nervous and I didn't know what to expect because I've never been there. Yeah. Never been there. So very nerve-wracking, but I was like, it's okay. Like I trained hard for this. Like only was 8 months, but I was like, I think I got enough experience where I'm going to be okay. That gave me the confidence. Getting first place at a couple of ninja comps gave me a little bit of confidence versus just training at one spot and thinking I'm going to do well.
Right.
No, you have to do other things and go other places and train at other gyms too.
Be exposed.
To be exposed, exactly. Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. Perfect. But so I was super nervous, didn't know what to expect, and back then I didn't know to go through the course in your mind. I didn't even know that until like
the experience
later.
Wasn't there yet.
It
That's
wasn't.
all. Yeah.
It totally wasn't. So anyways, stepping on that course it's so nerve-wracking. You have cameras on, you have lights on, you do it in the middle of the night. So we start filming at like 9:30 p.m. and you go they'll start recording all the way till 5. But if you have kids, they usually try to get you on around 9-10 o'clock, try to before midnight. But that doesn't always happen. Things happen. It's TV. So, but yeah, we're out there until 5 a.m, which is crazy because I'm a night owl, but not that much. Like you basically have to stay up till 5 because if you're in the winning circle and you're the top, you finished well on your run and you're one of the top athletes, you have to stay there until the whole thing is over because they need the shot at the end. Right. You guys all made it past qualifier. You guys are making it to finals. So everyone has to stay awake. Like, I mean, you can lay down for a little nap or you can watch the course, but it's a super long process. Like people don't understand.
Did it affect a little bit of your performance, you think, at the time?
Honestly,
first show?
I think so. It did because I was not mentally prepared, but I don't know how, like, I did so well my first season. Like, it was such a good run, but I think too, maybe like I didn't have any expectations other than to just do my best. I didn't know people there. I didn't know other ninjas. Like, I guess all that helped me with my nervous, like calm my nerves a little bit because I didn't have anything to, there was no expectation of me, right? Because I had never even competed before. So all that, I mean, I did so well. I got first place out of the women on qualifiers. The only obstacle I didn't pass was the wall. Didn't get up the wall that season, but I didn't have the right technique.
And the wall is the one where you like, how tall is it?
It's 14 and a half feet.
14 and a half. And that's the very last. It's at the end, isn't it? Yeah.
It is. Yeah. On qualifier, it's at the end. So my shoes, I didn't even know about like the Zantes, like all these ninjas had these specific shoes on. And I'm like, oh, what are those shoes? You know, like, I didn't know any ninjas, you know, like I didn't really, there was only like one ninja I talked to that helped me like, you know, around and tell me, give me some tips, but we didn't know about the shoes. My technique wasn't good. Like I watched that video and I still get sad. I'm like, dang man, that like sucks. Cause I would have been the first mom to make it up the wall if I would have got up there. And then I would have been like the 4th woman ever to make it up the wall. So it would have been huge. And I kick myself in the butt all the time, like thinking about it and watching it. But I mean, I did my best. I performed my best. I still did good. I still got breakout rookie of the year. It just wasn't in the cards for me. So I guess fast forward to now, like now it's it. This year's been one of my best years and I got up the wall.
I was about to say, I think I saw that on your social media, right?
Yep.
Yeah. You getting up the wall.
Finally getting up the wall 5 years later, you know, and then getting my pro card. So this year has been great for me. But for some reason it just wasn't it for me that year, but I still got breakout rookie of the year. I still made it to national finals. I still got first place out of the women that first season. So I still did great. You know, I had to be, even though I was bummed out about that, I was still like happy with my performance. I did good. I tried my best. I tried 3 times to get up the wall. Yeah. And I couldn't do it. I just didn't have it. And I didn't have enough gas in the tank. Like I felt like I was tired at that point, you know, so I probably needed to train more longer courses and then get up the wall after that instead of a bunch of short obstacles, like get through these 3 obstacles and then rest. Like you just got to kind of keep going. Right. You know, the rests are very short. So I wasn't doing like full course runs and finishing with the warped wall. And that's what I should have been doing. Right. And that's what I wasn't doing. So now that's what I do.
You kind of answered my question a little bit, but I was going to ask, like the first competition, there's no expectation. So I guess sometimes the nerves are a little bit lessened. Yep. There's no expectations, but now that you go to the first one, now there's expectations, right?
Yes.
So what were some of the things that you kind of learned from, I guess, season 1 and then going now to season 5? What were some of the things you kind of learned? And I mean, how was that experience of, you know, doing American Ninja Warrior made you who you are now in season 5?
Yeah. So every year I go, whatever I fell on or didn't do good or didn't do how I expected, that's where I that's where I learned to grow. So whatever I fell on, if I fell on an obstacle that season, okay, I'm going to work harder at that. Like it was it upper body? Was it speed? Was it my endurance? So whatever it is that I failed at, that's why I'm like, okay, I'm going to be better next year. So, and just continue to implement more things like more cardio. Some people work out with the masks on. I haven't done that, but I will do Rocky Hill, which is elevated. So things like that is what helps you to be a better athlete to me. And then what was the other question? I'm so sorry.
Just like, what has, I guess, American Ninja Warrior done like for you? I think both like mentally, just your lifestyle and physically as well.
Man, it's put me on an amazing platform. Like I have to say, my first year in getting Breakout Rookie of the Year, and then them putting me on their Ninja Warrior YouTube page and everyone being able to see it. I don't even know how many views is on it now, but that was, 5 seasons ago. A lot of people recognized me and got to know me from that. They like, I remember going to Vegas that season, that exact season that I made it to Vegas, and stepping off the plane and walking in the hotel, and they're like, "Hey, you're that Z girl that fell at the wall, but you killed the course." And I was like, "Yeah, that's me." So I got even at the airport, I got spotted several times, and I was like that's a cool. Rookie. Like I was like,
that's cool,
brand new. So one of the ninjas I was with, they were like, "Dude, did you just get spotted again?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's from the Ninja Warrior YouTube page, because so many people watch that.
Right,
so even if they missed it on TV and then they go check it out on YouTube and other countries and stuff, they're able to see it. So that was really cool. So just being on that platform that Ninja Warrior has put me on has been incredible, because now it's not only moms, it's not only kids, it's not only, there's every different type of person is looking at me, and they can find some inspiration in either my story or my athleticism or me being a mom. There's something that they can find that I feel like they can relate, whether it's, I live in a tiny town and I figured out a way to be the best at what I'm doing at that time. So, And that takes traveling and sacrifice, like I had to sacrifice so much time traveling and driving and going to competitions. And some people aren't really willing to put in that effort and time, but it helped so much tremendously. Because if I just stayed at the little Visalia gym and just did that, I wouldn't have done anything on that course for Ninja Warrior my first season. It wouldn't have gotten anywhere.
Well, it sounds like you have a great support team at home.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, the first thing what I take from your, talking about the whole experience with American Ninja the first time, you made it a family vacation.
Yeah, exactly.
The kids are there. They're with mom. They're helping her. They're doing that's everything right there, right? To be able to share that experience with them.
Yep, I loved it. And they get to travel everywhere in Vegas. They fly me out first, and then my husband to go later on with the kids. And it's just an amazing experience with the whole family. And even though people would think, oh, isn't it distracting or isn't it hard? I'm like, no, these are my little inspirations. Like they look up to me. They love me. They love that I'm doing this, and they get a little teeny vacation out of it. And then they got to travel and be other places with their mom. So they absolutely loved that part of Ninja.
It's pretty incredible, just the fact that, your kids inspire you, and obviously your kids are inspired by you, and vice versa. It goes back and forth. And I mean, I would imagine that, just seeing you being recognized, and then what's it kind of done for your kids, like seeing you on TV and stuff like that? I would imagine they get a huge boost of confidence.
They do. They're like, dude, your mom's in on TV. And oh my gosh, yesterday my son was like, Mom, people think you're like mean or rough and tough. And I'm like, no, I try to smile at everyone. They're like, yeah, but it's just your muscles. They're just like so big that people are like, dang, your mom can like beat someone up, But I'm like the nicest person. Like if I make eye contact, I always smile. But sometimes I'm in a hurry, or sometimes I'm on the phone. Like, I do a lot of social media stuff. So I'm on the phone a lot, maybe a little bit too much. But they're super excited. And I feel like that now people are looking at them like, oh, they're athletic and they're going to kill it. So like people, like my son just started track, and they're like, man, they're incredible in their athleticism. They get it from their mom. Like, I'm not surprised at all. And then my son, my older son, is really good at basketball. My daughter did volleyball, and she was on travel team and did really good. She did jiu-jitsu and got gold medals. So I was like, it is. We are kind of encouraging each other, and I feel like, dang, my mom's a beast, so I better be a beast, and like they better.
The standard's high.
Yeah, the standard is just so much higher for them.
And
but I'm glad.
Yeah, they've seen the work ethic it takes.
Exactly. They get first row to what it takes to be that person.
Absolutely. And it's crazy because I didn't see that growing up, and I didn't even know what that is, but in my mind and I guess the way I grew up, I was like, I had to kind of create it. You know, I had to be like, no, whatever my goal is or whatever I'm doing at the time, I want to be good at it. I want to be the best. So that's where it came, like, okay, I got to work hard. Okay, I got to travel. Okay, I got to commute. Like, this is what it takes. Like, I think Kobe wrote stuff like that in his book, like the Mamba mentality.
Right.
Like, it's sacrifice, man. It's no joke. But at the end of the day, I tell my kids, like, yeah, hey, Ninja Warriors is these 3 short months, March, April, May, sometimes even June. But after that, we're going to hang out. We're going to spend the summer together. We're going to go to the water park. We're going to do all these things. You know, we're going to travel. So that's why I told my kids, like, this summer, we're just going to hang out. I'm done with bodybuilding for right now. I'll do another show when you guys start school. So it's all about making that time for your family so that they don't feel neglected.
Right.
That's super, super important. So it's crazy because I look at people that don't have any kids or nothing, you know, and I'm like, dang, you guys are so lucky. Like, you don't have these little ones that rely on you and look up to you, and you have to spend, having a family and kids, it's just time consuming, you know, to be a good mom. And that's what I want to be. And that's what I want my kids to see. But for people that don't have kids, they don't know how hard it is. Like, it's hard to be an athlete and to be super good and dedicated at a sport and then still juggle being a mom and a wife. It's super hard.
It's one thing to do something. It's another thing to be great at that something. Like,
Absolutely.
there's completely night and day.
Right.
But I mean, you're doing a great job.
Thank
you know,
you.
you're doing a great job at that, you know. So would some consider you to be now a veteran as in the American Ninja Warrior?
Yeah, dude, I think so. I don't know what year that, like, you know, you got to be on it 3 years, you got to be on it 4 years. But I think this would be my 5th season, you know.
Consecutively, right? Back to back to back?
I only was out one. Season 11, I was injured. So I got injured at a competition in Denver. The padding, it was an outdoor course. The padding was very, very small, like literally something you would tumble on, like not like thick where you can land on. And I was just doing some daredevil crap, daredevil stuff. Sorry.
Okay.
No, you're good.
You're good.
I know I don't really cuss at all, but I seen a ninja do it. He basically came from a bar, skipped a whole board of an obstacle, and then landed the second board. So skipped an entire obstacle and went to the next. And I was like, I think I could do that. And so I did it and landed it, and it was good. And then I was like, I still got to beat my time. So I did it again, and then I fell.
Oh, yeah. How high were you?
Oh man, it was
high enough.
High enough, bro.
Yeah.
I bruised my 2 vertebrae, and I got whiplash. Yeah, on the floor.
Kidding.
I couldn't get up. Like, I was stuck there, couldn't breathe, knocked the air out of me and everything. And I was just like, I just hope nothing's broken. I hope nothing's broken. Like, yeah, it took me like a good 5-10 minutes to get off the ground.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like almost crawling. Ice pack, nurse checked me out. She's like, okay, it doesn't look like anything's broken, but you need a whole bunch of ibuprofen and you need to ice that and this and that. So I was out for season 11 because of that injury. Yeah. And then I'm really stubborn. I'm like, okay, nothing's broken. Like, I'm going to do pull-ups. Like, and then they're like, no, you shouldn't do pull-ups. You need to let your body heal. No, I didn't. I was like, I want to do pull-ups. I don't want to lose my strength. I don't want to lose and all that I've been working hard for. So
the competitor came out.
Yeah. The competitor came out. So it should have been something that would only take me out for a few months, but it ended up taking me out 8 months because I was stubborn, didn't let it heal, kept doing upper body stuff. And finally, when it wasn't healing, I was like, seeing a chiropractor. He helped me, did some scraping, did some stuff like that, and it helped. But I was like, okay, I should listen because it's not getting better. It was like waking up with back pain all the time. I'm like, nah, I'm too young for this, man. Like, I'm an athlete. I can't be like this. And I don't want surgery and nothing's broken. So, okay, let me just rest now. So when it wasn't healing, I figured, okay, I need to rest. And that's what I did. But it took me out season 11. So season 11 is the one that I had to miss because of the injury. But I did win 3rd place in that comp. Like, I still fell and got
That's crazy.
I still won some money, and I still happy. You know, I was just trying to beat the time. I wanted to be first.
Yeah.
And trying to beat the time. It was a speed course. Trying to beat the time, and you know, trying to cut corners, and just the hand grab was bad. I grabbed here, and I should have grabbed here, but I didn't want it to like take my face out. So I grabbed here and then slipped right off, came back right off of it. And the padding should have been better. After I fell, one other person fell, and then they got some padding from another course because that was just super dangerous.
Yeah.
Like super. You should have proper padding if you're going to do a ninja course anywhere. And
Absolutely.
yeah,
Right.
It was not it.
So obviously, like, your health is everything to you, right?
Yeah.
And you were, and we always talk about different strokes for different folks, and everyone's body's different. You were originally vegetarian, you had said, and now you've switched and you're vegan now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just very curious to what's that kind of done for you and your health, and what's made that decision to not only become vegan but to stay vegan for you?
Honestly, like when I was vegetarian, I was 9 years old. So I didn't even know another vegetarian. I just stopped eating meat. I was super young. My mom was like, yeah, right. She's going through a phase. She's going to eat meat. And
so your mom didn't push it. Like,
no.
this was your choice at 9.
It was my choice at 9. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
As a kid. So there was no other vegetarians in my family. So it's not like I thought of it or got it from someone else or seen it on TV. Vegetarian wasn't even popular back then. This was like a long time ago.
Right.
She started being different.
The OG.
Real early.
one of the OGs.
I did. But honestly, I didn't eat healthy. I didn't know how it was to eat healthy. And like I said, we were on food stamps, and we had we didn't have good quality food at all. We had canned food and top ramens and stuff that was so bad. But so being vegetarian, that did definitely spark something, because I was like, okay, I need to learn how to eat healthier. But I didn't eat healthier until I was like 21 is when I started like really, okay, what is vegetarian? What is it to be a vegetarian? What is it to be healthy? Okay, am I lacking protein? Where am I going to get my protein source instead of just eating a whole bunch of carbs? So at 21 is when it kicked in. And then one season on Ninja Warrior, I met Casey Catanzaro. She's the first woman to ever make it up the warped wall. And I was vegetarian at the time. And then she was vegan. And I was like, dang, dude, like, how do you do it? Like, there's cheese pizza here. Like, what are you going to eat? She's like, I'm just going to eat a salad. I'm like, dang, and that fuels you? Like, you'll be all right on the course. And she's like, yeah, I've been vegan for a couple years now. And so I was like, all right, like, if she can do that, if all I need to do is give up milk and cheese and eggs, like, and she's able to perform, at her best, then I can give it a shot too. So I had entertained the thought for a little bit, and it took me, I didn't do it right away. I like watched a couple documentaries on like Netflix and stuff. There's a whole bunch of them. And that's kind of what like really changed. Yeah. Cause I was like, oh dang, there's like doctors on here and there's athletes on here. And like, they're just talking about how the benefits from it and the performance, how you feel eating all plants and being fueled by plants and not having, heavy foods to weigh you down or fatty foods to weigh you down. So that's what made me change to vegan, is like a little bit of inspiration from her, and then watching some Netflix series. And I'm like, you know what? Milk and eggs, I can do without it. So then that was almost 5 years ago actually it is 5 years. June is 5 years, being a vegan. And so anyways, I feel so much better. Like I feel healthy. I feel strong. I'm eating all foods that are like plants and made from the earth, and like everything's clean. I try to eat a lot of raw vegetables as much as possible, but I do eat like quinoa, and I do sometimes cook my vegetables. I eat beans, legumes, lentils, nuts. Love peanut butter and almond butter that has protein. So, I feel so good. I feel so healthy. My performance, I don't feel tired and sluggish. I know some people say they feel tired.
Probably the transition, carbs.
Yeah,
probably,
and I feel like
stuff
it's
like
the
that.
transition. Yeah. Exactly. I feel like if people do feel like that, give it a longer, give it a little bit more time.
It'll get worse before it gets better.
Yeah, I totally feel like that. I didn't feel any difference. I just felt better. Like I felt my mind more clear. I felt like I don't know. I just felt super strong, and it leans you out. Like you're not getting all that added fats from meat or oils. Like I try to use minimal oil as possible. Like my fats are from avocado and nuts. So, I mean, I'm not really getting any added stuff. Like I know my cholesterol's good. I've went to the doctor, everything, like all my numbers, everything's good. Yeah. People are like, oh, are you deficient in B12 and this and that? I'm like, no, dude, I take a multivitamin like every day. And if you're eating flax seeds, omega-3 chia seeds, you get your omega-3s in that way. So, I mean, I don't feel like I'm lacking anything. My mental clearance has been like mentally, I feel like my mind is so clear. I feel strong. So I feel like it's doing amazing things for me. But I do know, I'm not saying that vegan is for everyone. I'm not saying vegetarian is for everyone. I'm not.
But it works for you.
But it works for me.
Yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely. So does the whole household follow it, or is it just Z?
I wish it'd be so much easier. So I was like, hey, watch this documentary with me, like on Netflix. So my husband changed for a little bit, like 2 years. He was like eating very little meat, like minimal meat. Didn't have any meat in the house. Like all of the meals were like plant-based. They did eat fish though, so they were pescatarian.
Yeah.
So they were getting their source of protein from that and eggs. And then whatever I cooked them had protein as well. So it was easier then, but then my husband's like, man, I'm going back to the dark side. I'm going back to meat. And I'm like, all right, dude, but you're going to cook it. Like, I don't want to touch it. Like, I get grossed out with it and stuff. And every once in a while, I'll like, grab the tongs and like do that. Like, I don't want to touch it and season it and just flip it. I try not to touch it. But so my husband, daughter, and my oldest son eat meat. My little guy is like my mini me.
Oh.
He will not eat meat. He loves animals, cares about animals, feels sad for animals.
Sure.
So he's just like me. And that's how I was as a little kid. I was like, I feel bad for animals. Like, I don't want to eat them, like I was just a little kid, all innocent. My favorite show was Lamb Chop growing up. My mom was cooking lamb chops for dinner. And then I was like, oh no, that's my friend. Like, that's what made me stop eating meat as a kid was the whole lamb chop. Have you guys seen Lamb Chop?
No.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm like, you're maybe too young for that. But anyways, it was a show on TV. It was a little puppet. But anyways, I felt bad. And that's what changed me to be vegetarian. But so my little one, he will not eat meat. He doesn't even want to eat fish anymore. And he's lean. He's all cut up. He has abs already. Like, he's just like me. I think I worked out more with him, and I was definitely eating healthier when I was pregnant with him with the third one versus the other two. And he came out like just like that, like born with abs. Like, it was just so crazy. Some kids are different, or some are taller or thicker or whatever. Mm-hmm. My son is just like me, and he will not eat meat. And it's totally his choice. I'm like, hey, if you want to eat meat, eat meat. Like, if you want to eat cheese, you want to do that. So he'll eat cheese. But it's totally up to him. I don't want to force anything on my kids, on my family. It has to be your own decision.
That's good.
If you force someone to do something, then they're gonna rebel, or they're gonna hate it. Right. And it's like, no, mine was organic. Mine was an organic thought. My son doesn't want to eat meat on his own, and if he does want to eat meat one day, that's fine. Like, do it. But I'm not gonna force that on anyone.
Right. You have like a whole, right? You obviously train people at your house, right? Mm-hmm. In your garage. You got the whole setup.
Yeah, I do.
You also have a lot of ninja stuff out there as well, right? Yeah. Like the pegboards and all that type of stuff.
Pegboards, the warped wall. The warped wall is 15 feet, so I would never fail it again. Because I was like, once I failed that, I was like, I need a contractor to build me a bigger wall. So
I've seen a picture.
Don't fail it. So yeah. So the wall's 15 feet. There's a rope climb inside. I do that for like Spartan, and whenever helping my clients if they want to like do a Spartan race. So that's 15 feet rope climb. The pegboard's going all the way up the side of the wall, and then I have a bunch of obstacles under my awning that's attached to the house in the backyard. So there's a bunch of, we just put the eye hooks in there, and then just did some carabiners and stuff, and just hooked some obstacles on there. So yeah, I play around with that too.
So you're training other people as well for that, maybe that kind of the Ninja Warrior stuff, or
honestly,
or just for fun, or for.
I do more like Spartan training, like people who want to do Spartan, because there's not a lot of adults in Visalia that are interested in Ninja Warrior training. Like, I would love to do it, and I would love if someone was interested in it to train with me, but the only guy that's been in my course and trained on it was Brandon Dotson. He lives in Visalia now, but he's a teacher in Tulare. He made it on the show. He made it on like 3 seasons. He came back. We were teammates for one of the seasons, I think season 12. And so he came and we recorded together, and we did some training together. Cool. He got up my wall. So I don't really train people for ninjas, but my kids are constantly playing on it. I switch it out with like more kid friendly stuff. Yeah. So the kids go on it under the awning where the holds are, and then my kids' friends go on it. They think it's so awesome. I'm just like, with the wall, just be careful. Don't try to climb up that wall. Like, I don't want no one getting hurt.
What's crazy is that was a normal thing back in the old PE classes, like climbing, all that, bars and stuff. All that stuff. But it's non-existent now.
It's really not, dude. I don't know why, but it's crazy because I'll go to different schools and stuff and set up my little ninja rig. And a lot of kids don't have that upper body strength anymore. It's just not there. They're not as physically active. It's tablets, it's phones.
Yeah,
dude,
it's unfortunate.
Crazy. it sucks. But I'm glad my kids are not. I'm like, yeah, they can be on their tablet for a while, but then you guys need to go outside. Go play outside, go on the course, go jump in the little pool, whatever. Like, you have to be active. Let's go play basketball. Let's go run.
But it's easier to say those type of things because of who you are, right? It'd be a different thing if you're just like, hey, you know, while you're watching American Ninja yourself, you know, hey, go do your thing. You know what I mean? But since you're already, you know, setting the example, it's real, you know, easy to say, okay, if mom's doing it, all right, I got to do it too.
And that's what it's about, right? Being the role model,
for those kids.
walking the walk, right?
Exactly.
And then you do.
Exactly. I was having this conversation with a client myself who was a parent. And she was saying, you know, I want my kid to be better. I want them to be the best. I want them to go get it. I want them to attack it. All those type of things that most parents want for their kids.
Right.
And I wasn't directing this directly towards her, but I was saying it in general. It's like, well, sometimes it's hard for kids to understand how to get to that place when their examples are, all right, 5 p.m. hits, I go to the couch, I put on the tube, and that's their parents. So, but yet you're expecting your kids to have a different result.
Exactly.
You know, but that's clearly not the case with you.
Yeah, no. We go to the park. We're just like, we'll climb the structure. Like, we'll be the crazy kids that are like climbing stuff, and parents will be like, oh my gosh, that kid. I'm like, no, they're ninja kids. They're okay. Like, I'm not saying for all your kids to do it, but like, we just love being active and doing that. But, and I encourage other parents to do that. Like, instead of being so tired from the 9 to 5 or whatever job you have, like, you still got to be active with your kids, man. Take them to the park. And then when you go to the park, don't just sit on the phone, you know, like, actually interact with them. I see that all the time. And don't get me wrong. There's a couple times where I'll like sit there and be on the phone, but then they're like, hey, mommy, like, and I'll go out there with them and do pull-ups on stuff. And but parents, I see that a lot. I see they just sit there on the little bench or whatever, and then their kids are playing, and their kids want them. Their kids are calling for them, and then they see me playing with their kids, and they're like, hey, can you help me with this? Can you carry me? And I'm like, yeah, sure. So like, help them out. But parents, you guys got to be an example, and you have to like get a little active for those kids, like, and be active for yourself. For your kids, so you can run around and chase them.
I mean, the iPad and the phone, it's not a substitute, right? It's a tool.
It's
a tool, but it's not a substitute to occupy, you know, like, go do this. And you see that, like, you go to restaurants and see it sometimes. I'm like,
I know.
You know, and being a trainer, I think you can agree with this. I just think sometimes people have to stop thinking in extreme. Right? They like, for the fitness journey, they're thinking 6-pack, they're thinking Spartan race. It's like you mentioned earlier in the show, it's small, consistent baby steps. Just take it one step at a time.
Yeah, because if they do it too extreme, they're gonna quit or give up, and they're gonna be like, "There's no point in doing." Yeah, no, it's not. You have to do baby steps. So I have like a 64-year-old, she's 63-year-old client, and she did the Spartan race with me. Like,
you're kidding me.
She's like amazing, and I'm like, she might not be able to do all the obstacles, but she's getting up that hill. She's accomplishing it. She's doing it in 2 hours. Like, yes, it's going to take her longer, but that sense of accomplishment.
She showed up.
She showed up. She got it done. And she's one of the older people out there. So like, that to me is incredible. And she loves training with me. She's my inspiration, because I'm like,
it gives me chills.
You know what? When I'm older, you're my inspiration, because I want to still be doing Spartan races and still be active and fit. And she does yoga. She trains with me, and she does Spartan races. So she already done 2 Spartan races with me, and we're getting ready to do the 3rd one in October. So she's
killing it.
She's killing it, dude. She's my inspiration, and she says I'm hers. So, I mean, anyone at any age can be your inspiration. It's just like, what are they doing with their life? Are they pushing through? Are they giving up? Are they quitting? It's like the people that don't quit and don't give up and don't have complaints. Like, don't just complain about stuff. Do it and get it done. Find a way to get it done. And that's what she does. She gets it done. She don't complain that, hey, I can't do this obstacle. She'll do the next one, or she's accomplishing her goal to just get this done. And that's huge. That's her baby step.
So we've talked about a lot so far of your accomplishments, and you got a lot on your resume, a lot. I mean, I was telling Blaine, like, dude, she just did a bodybuilding show. The next week she did a Spartan race. Now she's, we don't know what's coming next. Like, we can't keep up with it.
Stay
you know
tuned
what I
on
mean?
The gram.
Yeah, stay tuned. You know, so what I want to ask is, you know, what are you most proud of? And we, you know, and what brings you the most joy on a day-to-day basis to continue to be that person, right? We talked about it, a little bit, your kids, right? Your kids motivate you, they push you, and they do all those things, and they're the rock, right? They keep, but away from them, what, maybe a specific moment, possibly, what is it that makes you most proud and what brings you joy?
Honestly, like I said, this year has been so good. Like getting up that wall, training so hard. Like I tell myself, never give up, set your expectations high, and whatever you feel at, use that as fuel to, get better. So me making it up the wall, not quitting, not giving up, not like, oh, I'm done with Ninja Warrior. Oh, I can't believe I did that. Or failing the next year on an obstacle before the wall, like not letting failure stop me at all. But my biggest accomplishment would be getting up the wall finally after 5 years and not quitting and giving up. Jeez. And getting my pro card in bodybuilding, which was just a couple of weeks ago. Like,
congratulations.
Yes. Thank you. That's being a
big
vegan.
Yeah, it's huge.
People are like, how do you get the protein? Like we found a way to get it in, me and my coach. Like getting enough protein to sustain that muscle, training so hard 6 days a week. That dedication, it's there, whether I'm doing ninja, whether I'm doing bodybuilding, and whether I'm doing Spartan races, like that discipline is there, and it takes time to get there, but it's there. So those two accomplishments are my greatest accomplishments right now, is getting that pro card and getting up that wall and getting a buzzer. Cause I worked so hard for that,
5 years. That's
exactly.
Competitors can't even take just, being sat on the bench sometimes, like they quit after that, right. But 5 years, that's quite a bit of time to be working and striving to get that makes it that much sweeter.
Yeah, exactly. It is. It's, oh my gosh, I was so proud. Like, I mean, if you've seen the video, you see my face, like it said it all. Like I'm just like screaming. I'm like, I just can't believe that happened. I trained so hard and played it out in my head so many times, and it's right here in front of me. So, and then I don't know if people know, but I did bodybuilding before I started ninja. So 8 years ago is when I did my very first bodybuilding competition.
What category?
I did figure, and it was through NPC, and it was, 2014. I got first place in my class, but then when I went up against overall, so all the overall winners in figure in each class, I lost. I probably came like second runner up, I should say. So then I dived into ninja. I stopped doing the bodybuilding, and then I went into ninja. And then now taking this season 13 off, or is it 14? 13. Whatever season this is. 14? Season 14, guys?
Yeah. We'll say 14.
Yeah, 14, we'll say 14. Taking season 14 off and just focusing on bodybuilding again. And to get my pro card, like that's my second show this year, is a huge accomplishment for me, because I didn't get my pro card when I did bodybuilding before. I did bodybuilding 8 years ago, and now getting my pro card, and now like that's another new platform. Like now I'm on a platform I'm a vegan bodybuilder, and I'm also a Ninja Warrior. So that's a huge accomplishment for me. Yeah.
From what you know now, if you could kind of go back and give your younger self, one piece of advice, what would that be?
I would honestly say, like, it's going to get better, and to not give up on hope, like I didn't have much hope. I thought my life was always going to be like this. Is it ever going to change? Is my mom ever going to get off drugs? Are we ever going to be in a stable home, in the same school for 2 years? Yeah. Like, is that ever going to happen? So I would tell myself, like, it's going to get better, and to not lose hope. Like, things are going to get better.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going. Yeah.
What advice would you give the moms out there, that are possibly either single, doing it on their own, or just, trying to create better, healthy lifestyles for them and their families? Like, what advice would you give the moms?
I would say, no matter what stage you are in life as a mom, that just know you can do anything. Like we are strong. Yeah, I know we are women, but we are strong and we are powerful, and you are capable of doing whatever it is that you want to do in life. So if it's like a fitness goal, like start small. Like even if you have your baby and your baby's really small, start with a 30-minute workout video. Like you put your kid in a bounce or put your kid in a swing. Like I would say that's what I did when my kids were young, and my husband was gone at work. I was like, I got to get my fitness. I have goals. I want to be fit. I want to be athletic. I want to be around for my kids and be healthy for them, so that I need to be healthy. So, not having fitness in my life was not even an option for me. So I would say to those moms that whatever it is your mind is set to, or whatever goal you want, you can achieve it. You just got to do, like I said before, just baby steps, and just do one thing at a time.
That's good.
Yeah.
I like that.
Last question I'll ask here is, obviously you've overcome obstacles and you've had a lot of success as of late, and you're continuing just to get better. It seems like.
Yeah.
What are just a couple keys? Whether it's an athlete, whether it's a mom, whether it's just anyone listening to this podcast, what are a couple keys to success? Like just short keys to success to achieve success and reach their goals.
I'm going to say, like I said earlier, is to never give up. Like, that's like super huge. If you want to succeed at something, you're going to fail, you're going to fall, you're going to not be perfect at it. It takes practice and hard work. So, never giving up. I'm pretty sure a lot of athletes, and it sounds cliche, but it's really true. You can't give up, because you're quitting on yourself. Like, you're not going to reach your full potential if you quit and gave up just because you didn't do something right in the beginning.
Yeah.
So
Right.
that would be my first one, is to never give up. The second one would be set your expectations high, because the upbringing that I had and the childhood that I had, I should be a drug addict, or I should be, a single mom with a bunch of kids by different guys, or I should be, the way I was growing up and the way I was at, like, my mindset, my mentality, like, fitness has really, really helped me with that. So I would say to set your expectations high. So my expectation is to be the best at whatever it is that I'm doing, whether it's bodybuilding, ninja, being the best athlete, being the best trainer, being the best mom I could to my kids. Set your expectations high and chip away at them, and then get to that point where you are the best. Build that confidence within yourself. And then your confidence will build as you continue to take those baby steps. And the other thing I would say is, like, if you would be failure. There's another thing I always tell my kids is, if you fail at something, just continue to try it until you get it. Like, don't let failure stop you.
Yeah. Get back up.
Yep. Get back up. Dust yourself off.
So I'm just curious. Do you ever want to open up your own gym? As far as, like, I know you said that Visalia kind of isn't accepting of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of
For
the
Ninja?
for the Ninja.
Uh-huh.
Would you ever want to do that though?
I would, like, if I did do that, and I've thought of that, and a lot of people have brought that up to me. I would do something more where it's like, personal training and ninja. So I would kind of do what SenCal did, what that gym did, where it was like they did more OCR and like CrossFit stuff, and then ninja. I would do something more like that, where I feel like it's a market for Ninja Warrior is more a market for kids. A lot of adults are like, I can't do that, or I'm too old for that, or they don't want to get into ninja later on in life. So I really feel like it's more for the kids and the kids that the newer generation of ninja. So I would want to do something where it's half ninja gym and then half personal training gym, because I love personal training. I love helping people. I love helping people get fit and healthy and lose weight. So I wouldn't want to just do ninja by itself, because then I lose that aspect of the moms and the people that are overweight and need the help, or people that have really bad health and then just want to be healthier. I don't want to lose that, and I love what I do.
Totally
I love being a
understandable.
personal trainer.
You'd kind of limit yourself a little bit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I would want to do both. So I want to do that, but then I'm like, dang, dude, I feel like I would need a partner to help me with that. Because imagine me juggling, doing both of those, like all the personal training and then all the ninja classes on my own would be really hard. So I don't know if it can be something in the future, like as a family we do it, or if I partnered with someone, but that's gonna take time. I mean, COVID, we're just coming off COVID. Right. So me getting a gym was not even in a thought, because I originally started in my home gym because all the gyms shut down, and I was like, dang, I need to turn this garage into an actual gym, and I still want people to be healthy. You still need exercise.
Right.
So I would want to do that in the future, but just Ninja Warrior gym, and then personal training, so I could do both.
Yeah. I want to talk about, so you have the Z Bars, and people could, you sell these, right?
Yep.
So where can they, I guess, purchase them and buy them at?
I know. I wish I had a website. Not yet, guys. I don't have a website yet. But my Instagram page. So I message everyone back pretty quick, pretty easily. So if you guys message me on Instagram, Zhanique Lovett.
You're verified too, right?
Yes, and I'm verified. Yes, which is so cool. People are like, "What? You're verified?" I'm like, "Yes, I am." So at first, I didn't even know what verified was. When I first got verified, and I think this was 2016, I was like, what is that? Like, what does that even mean?
You had to work for it.
Yeah, you got to earn that.
Yeah, exactly. So I didn't know what it was, but now it's super cool because there's only a few people in Visalia that are verified.
Around the area.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So if they want my bars, I do sell them. I usually do every other week because I was doing bodybuilding, so I was super busy. But they can message me on Instagram. And as long as they live kind of locally, they can pick them up, or we can have a meeting place. So you can try them. So what my clients use them as, if they're trying to lose weight, they use it as a meal replacement. A lot of people use it for breakfast. If you're not trying to lose weight and you just hit the gym, I use it as a post-workout snack because there's protein in there. There's oats. So if you're not trying to lose weight, that's going to be your snack. And then you'll have something else to eat.
Is there different like flavors and stuff? Or just
yes, I created 8 and I'm already thinking of the 9th and 10th one. So, but I'm like, dang, calm down. You know, you already have so much on your plate. You're already doing so much. And so, yeah, I have 8 different flavors. I try to do 3 different flavors every other week. So I'm not doing all 8 of them because to buy the products and stuff for everything's homemade. Like, it's all made fresh. All the ingredients are clean. All of them are all natural. There's no added sugar in there. So it's really healthy, clean bar. It tastes completely different than what you'll buy in the package at the store, you know? So I'm not knocking those, but mine's just tastes bomb. And you'll see when you taste it.
I'm excited to
really,
try
really
it out
good.
here.
Yeah.
But yeah, they can, if they want to place the order, they can just hit me up on Instagram.
Awesome.
And if anybody wants to train with you that's around your area, do they just reach out to you through your Instagram as well?
Instagram, yep. I have a lot of, they can train with me at 50 or they can train with me at my home gym,
Nice.
So just for anyone listening that wants to get, reach out for bars or training, what is your Instagram?
Zhanique Lovett. So it's just my first and last name. I know it's super hard. I'll spell it out. ZHANIQUE LOVETT.
Awesome.
Yep.
Perfect.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time. And I just kind of your whole mindset and everything just makes me want to be a better person and makes me want to go to the gym and just continue bettering myself. So I appreciate you taking the time. I know you had to drive from Visalia, so it means a lot to us.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. You guys are awesome. And I'm glad to see what you guys are doing, even over here in Porterville, and you guys are killing it. And I know your Quest podcast is just going to continue to grow as you continue to have other athletes on here, and what you're doing is really, really good and very positive. So keep doing it, guys.
Well, thank you. First female, a big one, right?
Yep.
We hit it.
Yep. All right. Well, we got to get those long sleeves, man.
I know. I'm like, Zach, before we came on, Zach's all, hey, you might want to wear a long sleeve today. I was like, okay. I should have listened, huh?
But nevertheless, though, thank you. Seriously, you're busy, but thank you. Thank you for making the time to come and see us and talk to our viewers. And we can't wait to share this one.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Awesome.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.